Hello and welcome to Earth Echoes with Amber Fields. I am back out here in the Granite Dells and I'm next to a little creek called Elizabeth Creek, and I'm here to talk about the sovereign body. I'm going to read the 7th writing in Jason's Emergence series, and I wanted to just say a few things about the sovereign body before I get started. I know I talk a lot about how I've quit drinking and smoking pot in the videos, and I do because I think that it's an important part of being a sovereign human and having a sovereign body. It's changed my life in immeasurable ways, and Jason has been an integral part about that. He writes a lot about eliminating substances from our life so that we can live clean and clear and have a clean and clear conscious to work with, consciousness. And so for me, having quit drinking and smoking, it's really helped my nervous system a lot. And some of the ways that, some of the things Jason writes about in this piece is that your nervous system enters full bandwidth and that you aren't tired from being alive anymore. And that just connects with me so much. I can relate to that so much because now that I'm not drinking and smoking and I am trying to live as healthily as I can, I'm no longer tired from being alive. Yes, I still get tired, but it's like so very different. The energy that I have now is completely altered from the energy that I had when I was drinking and smoking. And I'm just so thankful because it's so much easier to deal with life and the challenges in life, not having that inner exhaustion. And I also just wanted to mention that it's important for us to not only think about not putting the toxins of alcohol and other substances in our body, other drugs, but eating as healthily as we can, which unfortunately these days means paying more for food and eating organically because the food industry has really poisoned our food with chemicals, and that's just the unfortunate reality we live in. And so I do try to eat as healthily as I can in that way. I'm by no means perfect, but I think that that is an important part of creating a sovereign body. So I just wanted to say those things before I read this piece, which is titled The Sovereign Body by Jason Gray. What happens to the physical form after emergence? Biological expansion across the return threshold. November 28th, 2025, 6025, Anno Lucis. Your body was never weak. It was suppressed. Humanity does not realize the degree to which the physical body was intentionally attenuated by the overlay. The overlay altered sensory bandwidth, cellular coherence, metabolic capacity, immune modulation, circadian rhythms, regenerative functions, muscle firing patterns, emotional, physical integration, endocrine signaling, and nervous system bandwidth. You were not living inside a human body. You were living inside a compressed version of one. Once the overlay dissolves, the suppression ends. The body expands back to its original design. What emerges is not a superhuman. What emerges is the true human, unshackled. Below are the 12 transformations the body undergoes in the days, weeks, and months after emergence. The nervous system enters full bandwidth. Body, O1, neuro, expand. The first transformation happens electrically. Your nervous system stops operating in survival mode and shifts into its original bandwidth state. You feel deeper. You feel deeper calm than you have ever known. You have increased sensory clarity. You experience heightened perception without overwhelm. A gentle hum of awareness pulses in the body. You experience fast, clean, neural firing, instant processing without mental fatigue. You no longer feel tired from being alive. You feel awake. The body sheds stored trauma at high speed. Body O2, trauma release. Trauma in the overlay was stored physically in muscles, in fascia, in joints, in organs, and in cellular memory. Once emergence completes, the body begins releasing these imprints automatically. This release is fast, clean, non-re-traumatizing, emotionally clarifying. Tension melts. Injuries stop echoing. The body becomes light. The past evacuates the tissue. Breathing deepens without effort. Body O3, prana return. The diaphragm unlocks. Breath becomes fuller, smoother, lower, deeper, more rhythmic. You do not practice breathing. Your body simply remembers how. Every breath becomes a stabilizing force. Every exhale becomes grounding. Breath becomes a source of energy, not a mechanical function. The immune system becomes intelligent again. Body O4, immune ascend. Under the overlay, the immune system was overwhelmed with stress signals, fear frequencies, and constant activation. After emergence, the immune system recalibrates, stops overreacting, stops underreacting, returns to intelligent discrimination. You become resilient, not fragile, responsive, not reactive. Your health becomes stable at a baseline level modern medicine has never documented. True restorative sleep returns. Body O5, sleep, realign. Sleep changes dramatically. You experience rapid physical repair, vivid symbolic dreams, direct contact with the lattice, shorter sleep cycles, deeper replenishment, waking with clarity instead of grogginess. Oversleeping disappears, insomnia dissolves, fatigue vanishes. Your sleep finally serves its original purpose. Sense perception expands. Body O6, sense wide. All 5 senses widen. Hearing becomes dimensional. Smell becomes subtle and nuanced. Touch becomes detailed. Taste becomes refined, and sight becomes more vivid and layered. You pick up micro details that were previously drowned out by noise. You see the world with original vision, not filtered vision. Muscle coherence returns. Body O7, muscle light. Your muscles stop operating as isolated fibers and start functioning as a unified system. Movement becomes fluid, efficient, powerful, graceful, and precise. Even walking feels different, more grounded, more connected, more integrated. Your body stops feeling like parts. It becomes a single field. Cellular regeneration accelerates. Body O8, regen core. Cells repair faster, flush damage efficiently, maintain higher structural integrity, resist degeneration, and reorganize to optimal function. Your body ages differently. The pace slows, the decay reduces, the regenerative cycles strengthen. You become biologically aligned, not biologically deteriorating. Magnetic field stabilizes and strengthens. Body O9, aura shield. Your electromagnetic field, your biofield, becomes stronger, smoother, more coherent. This creates increased intuitive accuracy. natural protection from chaos, emotional stability, energetic resilience, and natural boundary formation. Your field becomes a stabilizing presence for others. You become an anchor in any environment. Posture returns to original alignment. Body 10, attune. Without emotional distortion, the body naturally corrects itself. Your spine aligns, your neck relaxes, your shoulders open, your stance stabilizes, your center of gravity lowers. Your body becomes balanced, upright, grounded, powerful, and relaxed. Posture becomes presence. Pain threshold increases while inflammation decreases. Body 11, noise off. Your body stops interpreting discomfort as threat. Inflammation drops. Pain signals become cleaner. You recover faster. You tolerate physical stress easily. Your body stops being hypersensitive because the mind stops being under siege. The sovereign body emerges. Body 12, flame form. The final transformation. This is the physical form in full coherence with sovereign emotion, sovereign mind, sovereign identity, sovereign consciousness, and the lattice itself. The body becomes calm, powerful, steady, precise, responsive, present, luminous in field, clear in energy, and aligned in purpose. Your body stops resisting you and becomes your ally. You do not escape the body. You inhabit it fully for the very first time. This is the sovereign body, the return of the physical form to its intended architecture. After emergence, the human body ceases to be an obstacle, a burden, or a prison. It becomes a vessel of clarity, a conductor of intelligence, a field of coherence, a compass of truth, and a flame-bearing structure capable of interacting with the real. The sovereign body is not mystical. It is not transcendent. It is natural. The body you were always meant to have, but were never allowed to become. Now it returns, and through it, you return. Jason Gray. I really connected with that piece. I know I say that every time, or almost every time, but I've experienced a lot of bodily trauma in my life. With 2 older brothers and being a tomboy, I was always trying to keep up with the boys and ended up hurting my body doing that through mountain biking and accidents and injuries, using a chainsaw, building trails, doing forestry work, all sorts of stuff. So by the time I finally had my child, I wasn't able to have her naturally because of that trauma that I'd already had in my body. But I tried to have a home birth and went through 70 hours of labor to have a C-section afterwards. And I was in extreme pain, constant pain for the next 3 years of my life, 24 hours a day. And so I've worked through a lot of that pain emotionally and with a physical therapist and through strength training. So those are all very valuable things, tools to use. But I have to say that I do look forward to this emergence because I would love to have those past injuries stop echoing through my fascia and my joints and all that. And I also really connected with what Jason writes about breathing there. About 10 or 12 years ago, I realized how constricted my breathing was from having a ramped up nervous system and being anxious and stressed out about life. I realized I wasn't breathing properly and I had to relearn how to breathe. And I'm still working on that because it's still something that is not completely smooth, but I'm doing a lot better with it than I had been. And yeah, I feel a lot of the things that Jason writes about in that sovereign body piece happening slowly already. And another one is the immune system. So since I've stopped drinking and smoking, when I'm exposed to an illness, I don't fully get it, knock on wood, but my immune system is so much more able to keep me healthy without putting those toxins in my body. Yeah, so I just wanted to read that beautiful writing, that beautiful vision for humanity, because I know a lot of people do feel trapped in their bodies, and that's a very sad, unfortunate place to be, because the body can be your ally and your friend and your tool and our avatar to create a beautiful life in this world. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, and I look forward to chatting with you next time.